Ratios and rates can be solved using the unitary method, where you're just going to find the value of one unit. So for example, when we've got a ratio of phones to televisions of 5 to 2, and we're told to find the number of televisions when we've got 15 phones, well, phones is first, and that's 5 to 2. So if 5 parts is 15 phones, what's 1 part? Divide by 5 on both sides, and we get 3 devices. And if we know that 1 part is 3 devices, then we can multiply that by 2 to find the other part and find out we have 6 televisions. Cool. It works when we are dealing with rates. We want to get that unit to 1. If Pedro earned $64 for a 4-hour shift, he earned $16 each hour times 4. We figure that out, and then we can multiply up. We can divide or multiply values in successive, which is one after the other, one-step calculations. And this can be applied to the concept of converting rates from a set of given units to a different set of given units. Let's do some practice. Andy travels 105 kilometers in 7 identical car trips, okay, from home to school. How far would she travel in 11 such car trips? Okay, so we can't, if we could if it was 14, we'd be happy because we just multiply this by 2, but we can't. So if we want to figure out how far she's gone in 7 trips, we're going to divide by, we know that, we're going to find out by dividing by 7 how far Andy has gone in 1 trip. So it looks like if I divide 105 by 7, I get 15. So I've got Andy traveling over all that time over 7 trips, but in 1 trip she's going 15 kilometers, and we want to find out 11 trips, so we're going to multiply that by 11 and find that she travels 165 kilometers. Ratio of apples first, oranges second, is 3 to 5. There are 18 apples. How many oranges are there? So I always like to just rewrite. You don't have to, so I know I'm talking about the right thing. So apples first, oranges second, but now if there are 18 apples, so apples was first, and unknown is second. Well, how did I get from 3 to 18? I can multiply that by 6. And that gives me 18. I do the same thing on the other side, and that gives me 30. So there's 30 oranges for every 18 apples. If I wanted to, though, use the unitary method, so this is the fruit. What is 1 unit of fruit? In total, there's 3 to 5. But what's 1? So I've got 3 parts is equal to 18 apples. So what's 1 part? Divide by 3, divide by 3. Is 6, isn't it? 6 apples. So sure enough, just like the other way I figured it out, if I multiply 6 times 5, I will still end up with 5 parts equals 6 times 5 is 30. And that would be the oranges. Okay, a truck uses 4 liters of petrol to travel this. How far will it travel if it uses 70 liters of petrol? So 4 liters for 36 kilometers, and we want to get to 70 liters. So again, if I could multiply, I wouldn't have to use the unitary method if I was going to a multiple of 4. If I was going to, I don't know, 64 liters. But now I want to figure out how many kilometers I can go on 1 liter. And for that, I would divide by 4. This one I divide by 4. And for 1 liter, we can get 9 kilometers. So for 70 liters, times 70 for 630. That makes sense, because 4 liters, if 1 liter is 9 kilometers, 7 liters would be 63, 9 times 7, and just multiply by 10 again. Melissa works at the local supermarket, and she earns $57.60 for a 4-hour shift. How much does she earn in cents per minute? Whoa, now we got to be careful here. So how are we going to do this? We can figure out how much she earns in an hour. We can go straight to the conversion, and we can do cents. So we have $57.60. And let's make that 5,760 cents. Okay. In 4 hours, and we want that in minutes. Let's see, there's 60 minutes in an hour. 60 times 4 is 240 minutes. Now I'm just going to grab my calculator, and I want to get cents per minute. And remember, when we're doing two different things, which is a rate, then we want to really make this into one. Divide them both by 240. And that gives us 24 cents per minute, or for 1 minute.